Hello and welcome to the final round of Tier 1 WHF. We are finishing it all off in Qatar. And current championship leader is Arrow, which we are always happy to see in the commentary booth. But everything's still to play for, as Gordon not too far behind. And could we see some sneaky plays from Mercedes and possibly other drivers getting involved, not looking to have Arrow get his championship win here in Tier 1, but it has been a hell of a season so far. With me in the commentary booth this evening, I've got F1 Lime, the man, the myth, the terrorist.
Oh, I'm not that much of a terrorist, thank you, but good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, as we get ready to get into the qualifying session, your thoughts on the final race?
I just think Arrow's got to keep it clean. If Arrow can keep it clean, and even if possibly even if Gordon wins and Arrow comes second, then he will still technically be the champion because of the points lead he has at the moment from Japan, where Gordon got that penalty and finished P12 when Arrow won.
I believe the points gap is around 20 points, so Arrow could finish as low as, I think 11th. And Gordon could win, and Arrow would still have the championship. But that's why I'm thinking maybe one of the Mercedes drivers is going to pull a line and just take him out turn one, get it done.
Do a me. Don't break.
Oh, speaking of Mercedes drivers, we have got somebody on their way out of the pits. We've got Gabe Brooms looking to be the first out. It'll be interesting to see what he's able to pull. Get all the telemetry on for qualifying. And just behind him, WHF Gordon currently sits in that P2 spot in the championship. I wonder if he's... do you think there's been a garage briefing of sorts? Maybe Gordon briefing Star on exactly how to take Arrow out and make it look like an accident.
I definitely wasn't involved in anything. If anything happens, I definitely wasn't involved. Just gonna put that out there.
But much like what I said to Arrow, the haters will say that it's not a real win because it wasn't on track. If anything does happen to Arrow, we'll be blaming Lime purely for his presence in the commentary booth here this evening.
It's always me. It's always me. Never anyone else. It's always me.
In your defense, though, you have said that next season you will be looking to keep it clean, come back faster, harder, and stronger.
Yes.
Emphasis
indeed.
on the word "come." Gotta put those Easter eggs in there for the fans.
Oh, it's never a dull moment with Scott's in the commentary booth, ladies and gentlemen.
I actually forgot to check the comments. We've got Brian Kippy saying Arrow championship incoming. We've got Echo saying it's going to be interesting this race to decide who wins between Arrow and Gordon.
Excuse me. Did you just say incoming? In who?
Oh, yes. Brian Kippy says Arrow has a championship incoming. So Brian Kippy says, I think Arrow doesn't even need to be in the top 10 to win. I believe that is the case. We shall see. Good luck, though. Pedals are still broken, says Brian Kippy. And D Summers, hashtag justice for Mallard, hashtag jail for Lime. 100% agree. He's a terrorist. Put him on the watch list.
Right, who said jail for me? Right, who said that?
Good evening, lanky one.
Fess up. Fess up. Who said it?
Oh, we actually need to, pay attention to who's putting times on the board. We'll go with the current championship lead, who appears to be on a hot lap. Just coming through Sector 2. A little transition there. So obviously the first people to set times will probably be Gabe Brooms and WHF Gordon. But we're on board with Arrow.
Okay, Gordon comes across the line now at 121.4.
Gabe Brooms not far behind.
I don't think that was really a push lap there from Gordon, to be honest with you.
No, I think it may have been, but there could have potentially been a bit of confusion because I'm pretty sure Gabe Brooms was ahead of Gordon. There might have been some slight impeding. Mallard coming in with a 122, and Ollie.
Ooh.
And there
Arrow.
comes Arrow with a 121.1, throwing the hammer down, saying, Gordon, watch out, I am quicker by 3/10 almost.
Now let's see what Gordon's got in the bag and what's he going to respond with on his next lap.
Let's go on board with... Oh, Wanky One's invalidated. Don't know if that's a bug.
You have to say it like that.
I beg your pardon?
Do you have to say the lanky one like that?
What, the lanky one?
You said the wanky one.
No, I think you're hearing things.
Nah, man.
So,
You said it.
Kevin Cal here in Tier 1, current Tier 2 champion, managed to bribe a few of the FIA officials to get his penalty removed, retaining their championship. Allegedly. What a hell of a season it was from him, but a good thing he will be moving up to Tier 1 next season. Definitely far too quick for those of us in Tier 2. Lime going deaf from all the terror attacks he's performed. Yeah, I think he's hearing things, mate. It must be like ringing from the shrapnel of the explosions.
Right. These Thomas, I've done no terrorism, thank you very much.
Brian Kippy seems to agree with D. Summers.
There's no terrorism here, ladies and gentlemen. Zero terrorism.
So Kevin Cowell appears to have invalidated it. Is this a bug?
Bear with me.
So obviously one of my favorites, currently starting his hot lap now, Ultra Titan. We've seen him on the podium a couple times this season. Not a bad driver, sends a little bit wide in turn 1 there. And has the Sauber of, I believe, Croskery hot on his tail. It is. Croskery not quite close enough to benefit from any kind of draft, I don't think, so it'll be interesting to see what both drivers pull out their hats. A handful of people yet to set a lap. And Conzilla, who was also in contention for the Tier 2 championship, is reserving here tonight as well. Do we know if he's got a quali ban?
I don't believe so. I think he literally either retired or just went, yeah, I'm going to go from... Well, I think what Godzilla likes to do in Tier 1 is just go from the back and just see where he ends up. So I'm not sure.
Yeah, I've heard in interviews he does like to come from behind, so... I better calm it down. I've got a quote I need to fill. I'd hate to go over it on the sexual innuendos. In the chat, we've got D. Summer saying Kevin went wide like 3 corners in a row. Oof, unfortunate. Nothing wrong with a Tommy tank now and then. What's a Tommy tank?
What's that? What?
Yeah, the lanky one said nothing wrong with a Tommy tank now and then.
Oh.
So Ultra Titan was able to put it into P10. Croskery able to improve on his time with 121.8. Star, current pole sitter, just a hair quicker than Arrow. But that puts Mercedes right where they want Arrow. Directly behind them and slightly slower.
Hmm.
D. Somers says it's rhyming slang. I'm too old for these. D. Somers enlightened them.
Yeah, he's dirty, lads. He's a bit too unk for that.
Who's dirty? So, it appears a fairly tight field. I believe there's going to be a bit of contention in the first 5 positions. Obviously, both Ferraris and both Mercedes in the first 5. And then a little bit past that, we've got Kenzie Young, who's shown a lot of promise this season. So it'll be interesting to see what they can do. Currently sits P6. Craig Conley in the McLaren, my apologies. And Yeah, he's looking fairly tiny, but he'll be wanting to improve on that time. Currently 7/10 behind the pole sitter of Star. And obviously with it being qualifying, every driver has gone soft. You never want to have a hard on during qualifying. Oh, Mike says Arrow to win the championship. Hashtag not the commentators. Or cannot be the commentator's curse. What? Not the commentator. Oh, hashtag not the commentator, so cannot be the commentator's curse. But now that I've said it, it's probably not going to happen. So we'll go on board with Kenzie Young once they start their hot lap, but we'll check out Gabe Brooms, who appears to be finishing up his. Currently sits P4, a mere 3.5 tenths, well, just shy of 4 tenths behind Star in current pole position. Could be down to the wire here. He does improve, but not quite enough. So we've got Star going on an outlap. Currently half a tenth quicker than Arrow, currently sitting P2. And Kenzie Young wrapping up the hot lap in the Williams. Current teammate is Ultra Titan, which is certainly a favorite in the commentary box, and I'm sure the fans love Ultra Titan as well. Ultra Titan sitting all the way down in P10 will be making a second attempt here shortly. And Kenzie Young will remain in P6. But Ultra Titan will be sliding his lap soon. And that's the one to watch as he sets the ERS into hot lap. A little bit shaky coming out of that last corner, but down the main straight now. Crossing the line. So do you have any favorites to win this evening, Lime? Kenzie only just started a lap, no? Did they? Oh shit, my bad. Good catch, D. Sommers. Would be nice if my co-commentator could pick up on things like that, but
Brother, I'm eating a crumble, bear with me.
as you can tell, laser focused. Yep. So Kenzie Young, currently P6. 6 tenths behind pole. That was very touch and go there coming out of that corner. Looked like it may be in track limits, but the stewards may have allowed it slightly. And crossing the line does improve by 3 tenths. Kenzie Young getting in the mix there, just a little bit behind Gabe Brooms. Putting himself just ahead of Ollie in the Ferrari. This is why I was comms for COS EU3. Well, you know, I believe the co-commentator spot is usually open and it's a first come first serve basis. So I believe next week I'll be doing the Formula 2 as Arrow wants to participate in it.
It's like we did last night, and then it's fine.
So Star...
Ultra Titan's invalid.
Oh, and Star has just invalidated as well, and he was looking to improve on his time of a 121.1. I wonder if we'll see a late attempt by Arrow.
I'm sure what he's doing here. But nor am I sure what Gordon's doing. Because Gordon's not in or not come out yet. Nor is Arrow.
Could be a case of last minute they'll try and come out. So, Kevin Cal, I believe, has just started his lap. We'll go on board with him. And as you can see by his current standing, Tier 1 is certainly where he belongs. Currently sits P11, 3/10 ahead of the lanky one. He is keeping it fairly tidy. And he is up 4/10 on his previous time, so we could see something huge from Kevin Cal. Coming into the final corner now.
Kevin, maybe P7.
I think it might be slightly higher if he was 4/10 if he continued to improve. Oh, you called it pretty much bang on. Fuck you. So, who else can we find? Seems like everybody's in the pits currently.
What are the top 3 doing?
My sincerest apologies. I'm unsure if I actually have the sound alerts activated. I haven't quite figured that out yet on the configuration I've currently got set up. But we've got a few drivers coming out of the pits now, looking to make a late attempt.
Arrow's out.
Everybody's coming out now. Who do we follow?
I'm going on it with Arrow. But I'd say go on with other who's out first. So Star, possibly.
Star and Gordon are both out at the same time. Do you think Star could be possibly looking to give Gordon a tow?
Yes. Exactly what I just thought. Just as you said it, you thought it as well.
Oh, that would be so filthy.
But at the same time, is Ollie going to give Arrow a tow?
That's what I'm thinking. Could we see it from both teams? That would be so cool to see if both teams did it.
They're both really trying to warm their tyres up here, so I think they could be both giving each other a tow.
Yeah, we see the proximity.
They are.
Down slightly.
They are.
That doesn't really seem close enough for it to be a tow, though.
Well, but maybe Gordon's falling back in middle sector, and Star's going to fall back in the middle sector and give Gordon a tow in the middle sector, or even the last sector. It looks close enough to be a tow from the Ferraris, though.
Yeah, potentially. I don't know how much Arrow will be benefiting. Oh no!
Down board with Arrow.
He lost the rear end a little bit into turn 1. Is that going to cost him dearly?
Looked pretty planted with me through turn 1. Not sure.
It was just a slight slippage.
Looks pretty planted through these two right-handers. So.
Yeah, I don't think the Mercedes are doing it, so I've just gone on board with Gordon quickly. And that doesn't look like enough of proximity for Gordon to benefit. But it will be all eyes on Arrow here. He is up, but it's not enough. Oh my goodness, there's no shot now. Both Mercedes, the best Arrow could hope for here in this situation, considering the split in time, would be a P2. He would need half a tenth to do it. Will it be enough? Oh, I don't think he's got it. I don't think he's got it. He does. Silly me for doubting, as he comes in a full tenth quicker. But He'll be sad to see the Mercedes of Star just ahead of him. But it will also be interesting to see what Supply Raptor could manage here, because he is an unbelievably quick driver, starting P19. So here will be your grid. We've got Star, Arrow, Gordon, Lucci's, who I can't say I recognize. Ollie, Kenzie, Gabe Brooms, Echo, Adrian is fading. Ultra Titan, Kevin Cal, Craig Conley, Ritzy, Crosscree, Mallard, Lanky One, FRC Luxury, Godzilla, and Supply Raptor. I actually made it through the entire list this time. Aren't you all proud of me? Haha. But that wraps up qualifying here for the final race, the season finale in Qatar. And in just a minute, we'll take a look at the standings and see. This one, bingo. So here we have Arrow, who is 22 points clear of Gordon. So short of a DNF, I don't see any way that Arrow doesn't take the championship home with him, which would be huge for the Irishman.
What did I miss? My apologies, I had to do something.
Oh, Arrow managed to stick it onto P2. Star improved on his time by just shy of 3/10. So I believe the starting grid is Star, Arrow, Gordon, and nobody really cares about P4 and down. We're just going over the standings currently. So a tied battle, 4th and 5th, Star and Ultra Titan on the same points, Kevin Cal and Cookie. So Kevin Cal should be taking P6 from Cookie with ease, as he's not racing this evening. Neither is Rio Harris. Ice Cream is not with us this evening. Neither is Niall or Sebi. I believe none of those drivers are here this evening. So we'll see anybody managing to get into the points should overtake the person above them, provided they are not present this evening. So Supply Raptor should be overtaking Niall. Gabe Brooms overtaking Ice Cream. Crosscree and Lanky One should clear Rio Harris, depending on where they finish. And Kevin Cal undoubtedly going to be clearing Cookie. And judging by past performance, Star should clear Ultra Titan, unless Ultra Titan does just Ultra Titan things and manages to stick it on the podium. Because he is one of those drivers that every now and then will absolutely shock you with his race performance.
Yeah, me and my lie, I'll just spin it into a wall and be like, classic Lime.
Yeah, justice for Mallard. We're going to find out where you live, Lime.
Crumbs. I'll set the German on you.
Are there any drivers in the chat able to give us a weather report? As we're assuming it's going to be dry, but we never know for sure.
Well, Scones, why don't during this break you talk us through what happened in your Qatar race a few weeks ago?
I don't want to.
Oh.
I just didn't get on with the track. It was my first time doing it. I wasn't at home for the race. Yeah, it just did not go very well. At one point, I was up to P6 or 7 with tie clear. We were getting away from the pack. Nice gap to the cars behind. And then the bastard went and pitted. How dare he pit? Oh, that ruined everything. Because shortly after that, there was a safety car. And then I ended up with wing damage somehow. I ended up falling all the way back. I was just like, fuck it, I can't be asked.
Oh, Lord.
And I certainly don't want to talk about my Brazil. Oh, shoot. Oh. Shit. Was that 5 minutes?
Yeah.
And with that, it is lights out and away we go. Star going to take us into turn 1. We'll go on board, better angle. Arrow gets a massive pull away, looking to take the inside line. Oh my God! Oh. Adrian straight into the wall. Surely that's a safety car.
That's giving me flashbacks.
What actually just fucking happened?
I'm speechless. I just saw everybody V-carb just Eat a
Yeeted,
concrete
full
wall.
yeeted.
He's got to be pit maneuvered, surely.
Anyway, we need to get back to the actual action, as I don't
And there's
believe there's a
McLaren's
safety
one.
car. Arrow
No.
now leading the race after his monster launch into turn 1 with a brief scuttle with Star, and currently 2/10 clear of his championship rival Gordon, 3/10 behind. Just behind him we've got Star and Lucci's, who I believe is a newcomer. Can't say I recognize the name. All the way up in P4. Ultra Titan has managed to benefit massively though, all the way up into P6, just ahead of his teammate Kenzie Young. And Kevin Cal, the Tier 2 champion, sits quite comfortably in P9. And Lime's greatest rival, Mallard, in
Sorry about
P10. And I can't believe I just missed the overtake that Gordon did on Arrow. We are going to focus entirely on the front now as Ollie defends beautifully against Lucci's. Well, no, he overtook, I believe. So Lucci's fading slightly here, but Star could be looking to make a move on Arrow here shortly. Coming into the second sector, has a better launch. Definitely got a bit aggressive into the corner, got his elbows out. Has to back off slightly here. Arrow losing a little bit of time to Gordon, 4/10 now, but he's going to want to play it safe, because anything above P10, he is guaranteed the championship. We got a bit of action at the back. Ritzy and Godzilla changing places, as we see Arrow getting right up close and personal with Gordon's bumper. Well, exhaust tip, I should say. Just the tip. The full tip, the whole tip, and nothing but the tip.
Okay.
Mallard has also benefited massively, going up 5 positions. Lanky one up 4. And Echo, massive loser there with 8. He's lost out 8 positions. Adrian has lost 10. And Arrow going to easily breeze by Gordon. So is Star. And Star, ambitious dive into turn 1. Still side by side with Arrow into turn 2 now. Ooh. I mean, you have to give him props for that. That was such a risky maneuver, and it seems to have worked out for him.
Ballsy.
Adrian did a scones at Brazil. That was not my fault. I've got the clip. I was turned in on.
No. Whoever said that, he did a me at Belgium. 3 feet out my grid box, I decided to spin the wheels out too much and go straight into the wall.
Oh no. So Arrow seems to be struggling to keep up with Star's pace in the second sector here. Might be that Star's running just a little bit more wing, so he's probably feeling a little bit more comfortable in the second sector. But Arrow might well catch him up on the straight when he manages to pick up some DRS. Special shout out to Ultra Titan though, managing to work his way all the way up to P6, and Star giving us our new fastest lap and getting ahead of... Oh, Gordon got ahead of Arrow, but now... Oh, Arrow got ahead of... Oh god, got ahead of Star. Both got ahead of Star.
Yeah.
I'm waking up. Give me a second. Arrow is your new race leader. WHF Gordon just behind. Looking to get up close and personal with his tips now. Exhaust tips, I mean. I'd hate to make a mockery of the commentary. Get your teeth in, Scones. Sorry, it's the old age. It's the early onset dementia. So we've got Gordon now. He is getting really aggressive. He wants that P1 spot. Oh, Ollie! Out of nowhere making a move on Star. You do love to see it as they go side by side into the second to last corner. Ollie managing to retain that third place there as we head onto the main straight. Oh, sorry. Wake up. Now it's
Last
the
corner.
last corner. Now we head onto the main straight. It was actually a sensational pass from Ollie. You know, it's not. I wouldn't say it's characteristic of him because he's usually the top. Oh my god! He takes
What?
them both.
He's taking them both at once. Oh my
Oh
good
my
god,
god!
this is something I've only seen in a porn video.
Ollie now being the race leader, and it's so uncharacteristic to see him driving like this. Usually, he's the type of driver to not take any risks and play it safe. But here he is leading the race and opening up a slight gap to Gordon. And we see a few position changes happening there. Arrow moving up to P2, which is right where the Ferrari drivers would like to be when they get into the DRS zone, so they can try and pull a slight gap in some way, shape, or form. And Kenzie Young moving up to P5. No, Kenzie Young was P5. Lucci's moved up from P7 to P6. Ultra Titan lost out. Echo and Adrian have managed to pick up penalties. Adrian, I believe, had to box for some damage sustained
Oh,
on...
star on the inside of Gordon. Not Gordon, sorry, Arrow. And I saw some carbon fly off one of the cars, but I'm not sure what one. If any. Then
It might have just been that weird glitch when they're on the curb, where it looks like something flies off. Neither car seems to have damage. Ollie setting a new fastest lap. Woohoo! So Gordon with an absolutely textbook overtake. Now sits in the lead. He's going to want to open up that gap because Ollie looks absolutely comfortable in P2, and this could just be one of those tracks that he's just absolutely goated at.
also remember, ladies and gentlemen, Arrow doesn't need the race win to get the championship. Where he is right now is suitable enough to take that championship.
It
So he
is,
doesn't
but a few of
need
the
a lot of rest.
haters have been saying none of his wins count because they weren't on track. So I feel like that could potentially affect some of his judgment here this evening. And could it potentially
Possibly.
be his undoing?
Who knows?
All I know is so far we've already had an absolutely electric race. I mean, just look at it. P1 to P11, P12, 13 actually, my apologies, all within DRS of each other. In fact, no, that's all the way down to P15 now.
15.
All within DRS of each other. Gordon attempting to go on the defensive, moves back to the outside line, giving Arrow the inside quite easy, gets the move done. Oh, Ollie losing it a little bit there, and Codzilla's out of the session.
In the pits.
Oh, he's retired in the pit. Oh my goodness, I was expecting a safety car. Oh, that would have been chaotic. But my goodness, it is such a tight battle at the front, and they always give us such a good show.
I would love a Ferrari seat next season. I would absolutely love it.
Should we ask for Ferrari seats in Tier 2?
Oh yeah.
Because, you know, Michael Louis being moved up to Tier 1, so I don't have a teammate.
Is he actually?
Yeah, Michael Louis, Codzilla, and Kevin Kell all moving up to Tier 1.
How has Walmart's not been fucking moved up?
I think it might be an availability thing, to be honest.
That means less competition for me.
You're
Less
not
people
Tier
to take
1.
out. No, I said Walmart.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
said less competition for you.
Yeah. In Tier 2.
Yeah, oh yeah, with the 3 drivers moving up. But we've got Ollie.
Yeah.
Wait, Star's fallen all the way back to P5. Kenzie Young moving up to P4. Could we see a podium for Kenzie Young here this evening? Would love to see a Williams on the podium. Has a front row seat to the Ferrari and Mercedes masterclass happening at the front right now.
What are you laughing about now?
Ryan Kippy. It says more rookies for Lime to put into the wall.
For God's sake.
Kenzie Young is cooking, absolutely cooking, in all the way up in P4. And basically nudging elbows with drivers who are by no means slow. Definitely some of the fastest in the league. I mean, ahead of Star, who's shown amazing pace in almost every race he's been in this season. So I get the feeling Star is waiting for the last lap to torpedo Arrow. No, don't, no. No. It's okay, because we did some training in Formula 2, so Arrow knows how to see it coming, and when to expect it, and how to counter it. When we were doing some 5-lappers in Formula 2 yesterday, he sent me and Lime to the shops, and we know that is Lime's craft right there. He specializes in taking drivers out, and he was unable to do it to Arrow. As they go side by side into turn 1. Oh, Arrow goes wide. Gordon getting the elbows out. Arrow's now fading slightly. He's all the way back to P4, exchanging with Kenzie Young up to P3. I imagine Arrow's not going to be too happy about that. But could we see it affect his demeanor?
I don't think so. I think Arrow's a very clean driver. He knows what's going on. He knows what to do. So I think he's going to keep it cool and keep it clean, unlike me.
So here's the real question, though, is wait, if Star takes Arrow out, does that mean that Ollie's going to take Gordon out? Could we see a demolition derby on our hands here in Qatar? So Dark Storm saying, come on, Gordon. So for a change, it's the other Mercedes driver that's got a fan in chat. Usually it's Star.
Star's fan wasn't there last week, actually.
Really? He's usually got 2 fans in the chat.
I had none last week.
Oh, wow. Doesn't have any this week either. I wonder if he's pissed a few people off. So Ollie now making a super clean move on Arrow's championship rival. Managing to keep it tight through turn 1. Kenzie Young looking to pick up the leftovers. Ooh. Not quite able to do it, though. Stays ahead of Arrow, though. Sets his sights on the Mercedes of WHF Gordon. F1 Mallard. Breezing by Echo. As there's a bit of gap formed there in P9. Something must have happened, because at one point we had all the way to P15 with DRS.
I think they've all pitted.
Really? No, only P14 down has pitted. With the exception of Supply Raptor and Adrian. Ultra Titan picking up a penalty.
That would have been the gap. They probably would have filled the gap a little bit. I think.
No, because P9 there's a 3-second gap and nobody at P9 to P13 has pitted.
Yeah, 14, 15, 16. I don't know.
So Gordon easily gets the move done. Kenzie Young unable to pick up the leftovers. Arrow falling all the way down to P5. This is going to be trouble for the Ferrari driver, as he now has his championship rival's teammate ahead of him. And I wonder if we're going to see some cheeky moves from Star, maybe a brake check or two. FRC Luxury, the latest culprit to pick up a time penalty there. And Gordon currently in the lead. 5/10 up from Ollie, who seems to be losing the pace just slightly. But could potentially reel Gordon back in. Kenzie Young up for a podium here, sitting in P3, and Star looking to not let that happen. Beautifully defended by Kenzie Young. Star. That move has cost him a couple tenths there. Gabe Broom's the latest culprit for track limits. So we'll go on board with Ollie, who will be... Oh my goodness, I think this will be the first lap where we won't see an overtake on that main straight. And Ollie and Kenzie Young have their elbows out. Kenzie Young barely getting ahead, just slightly. And Ollie backing out, letting Kenzie Young move up into P2. But can Kenzie cause problems for Gordon? Oh, goes wide slightly there. That'll be a warning for sure. Currently trails by 5 tenths, 6 tenths. Arrow's still sitting all the way back in P5. Needs to try and get a move done on Star. So we'll put the telemetry on and see what kind of ERS Gordon is working with as we come into Sector 3. So it seems to be dumping a little bit on these straights between the corners, just slightly. Trying quite hard to break away. Kenzie Young should be able to close that gap, and Gordon's gone into the pits. The first of the race leaders to pit. Could the undercut work for him? Kenzie Young now in first place, current race leader. Ollie has also pitted. So good to see that there hasn't been a double stack. Ultra Titan moves up to P4, but does have a 3-second penalty and is not a true position on track. The lanky one, the latest person to get a track limits penalty. But love to see Kenzie Young in a Williams sitting P1. And it'll be interesting to see where these drivers come out after they get their chance at a pit stop. They have got to be struggling on those 13-lap-old mediums. So, Lime, anything big to report at the rear of the pack?
Not that I can see currently. I'm not even sure if Supply Rep was even in the session, like last week. No, he's not. No. So Adrian's still last after the... I don't even know what happened turn 1. Late turn 1. Craig Conley has Lanky 1-4 company as Gabe Brim gets another 3-second penalty. Nothing much going on, so I think a safety car could help these back pack of these drivers quite a bit here. The thing we've got is obviously the guys that just pitted: Ollie, Kevin, Cal, Cross Crew on a train at the moment, and that's it.
So it'll be interesting to see where our previous race leaders...
Oh, it's Arrow's in.
Arrow is in. It'll be interesting to see if he gets out ahead of Gordon or not. I think it could be tight. Obviously, Gordon got held up slightly in the traffic, but I don't think it'll be enough.
Right,
it'll be tight. Gordon's got the pace. It's going to be close. Kenzie Young. Oh, so we're falling in just about where we were before. Obviously, Gabe Broom's... Wait. Has Luxury pitted yet?
No. I don't believe so.
No, he has not. Neither has Gabe Brooms or Ultra Titan. So, WHF Gordon is your current provisional race lead. With Kenzie Young, Star, Arrow, Crosscurry. Surely he's not pitted, right? He has. It's an undercut that seems to have worked in his favor as he's now in amongst the race. The top 5 in the race. Obviously ahead of the Ferrari of Ollie JL. He's got his work cut out for him if he wants to try and benefit from any DRS from Arrow. So Ollie pits at the same time as Gordon, but it has not worked out in his favor in the slightest. As Gordon seems to be on a breakaway at the minute. Oh, so we've got a few drivers in the pits. And FRC Luxury and Ultra Titan must be struggling. But, like, if he can possibly get a pit done... How long's a pit take in Qatar? What, 22 seconds?
Roughly, yeah, I think about that, yeah.
You know, he could be potentially coming out in, like, P2 or 3. Obviously, then you got the time penalty, but it would be a hell of an overcut.
Yeah, he's got to put like this lap because Gordon's catching him now.
15-lap-old mediums. He's got to be struggling.
Yeah, surely. But Gordon's not catching him too much. He's not coming in.
Oh my god. Is he hoping for a safety car?
I think so.
So we got the Ferrari drivers all the way down in P5 and 6. Obviously, we'll translate to P4 and 5. Ollie with a new fastest lap. Is that on the hard tires that he's on?
Yes.
He's done well there. It is looking quite interesting here as Gordon has managed to open up a 2-second gap to his teammate. Ultra Titan P1, we would love to see it, but Gordon is catching him at an astonishing rate, making up about half a second per lap. And he must be struggling on those 17-lap-old medium tires. So short of a safety car, it would take a miracle. If Ultra Titan pits now, he'll come out around P3. He should have pitted about 1 or 2 laps ago when the gap was at about 21 seconds to Gordon. So I think staying out is only hurting his position when he comes out now, as he'll come out around P5 or 6, I think. As you can see, Gordon making short work of closing that gap, as he is closing about half a second per lap. So now that things have calmed down a little bit after the pit stop, I think Gordon's got this one in the bag. Easy. He can even go AI for the rest of the race. Hopefully nothing bad happens to him. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
I personally don't think there's actually going to be a safety car.
No, the writing was on the wall when he had that incident on lap 1, and there was no safety car.
I also think that everyone's being really clean and...
Nobody's taking any big risks now.
No, yeah, I don't see any possible way that there could be a safety car.
Alright, Mallard, if you're watching the stream and you're listening, channel your inner Lime. You've got Ritzy, turn 1 coming up. Easy dive bomb.
Meanwhile, when you say dive bomb, arrow dive bomb start into turn 1.
Oh. I seem to be really good at missing the fucking action now. Wait, what? Titan could potentially get DRS this lap from Raptor. Eh?
No, he's gone past him.
That is unfortunate.
Oh, Star now down to P6.
Yeah, but he is sticking with Arrow. He got pretty close
No,
to potentially making a move there.
he's sticking with Ollie. Ollie's overtaking him now as well.
Oh, Gabe Brooms managed to close the gap there.
Now can Arrow get past the Williams into turn 1? As ultra tight nappets.
He's finally folded. And it could be too little too late here. He'll be coming around P11. Maybe later.
T12, I think. No, P11.
Oh, it's
P10.
tight. And at least you'll have Ritzy and Mallard for company. But we'll be... Oh my god, Gabe Broom's getting ahead of Star. Star goes wide. Out of turn 4.
Arrow setting the fastest first sector. So was Star holding up that pack for Gordon to get away?
I suspect that could be a possibility because Star is by no means a slow driver. So we
Look at
really
that gap
do
now.
need to see Ollie get ahead of Kenzie Young to help out his teammate. So it'll be interesting. And we'll keep an eye on that interval gap. Currently sits at 2.2 seconds. Arrow to Gordon. So we'll keep an eye on the gap. Hopefully he's able to close it, but we could see him get overtaken by Kenzie Young. Gabe Brooms may make a move on Ollie. Mallard picking up the latest of our time penalties. So Kenzie Young does not have the pace to get past Arrow, but Arrow did do a bit of an ERS dump there. That gap's still 2.2. Doesn't seem to be closing. Really need to see Ollie make a move on Kenzie in order to potentially help his teammate Arrow in the Ferrari.
The gap between Arrow and Gordon is falling in some sectors.
But it's going up in others. The problem is it's maintaining right around that 2.2 second. Gordon has plenty of ERS for that straight. As does Arrow. But Kenzie Young is a shoo-in for the podium. Unless Ollie has anything to say about that. As we come into the final corner. Are we going to see Kenzie make a move? Are we going to see Ollie make a move, potentially? Could Gabe Brooms get himself into the mix? And could Star get himself back into the mix as Kenzie looks to take the inside line from Arrow? Makes it so does Ollie. They leave each other space. They're coming out of turn 1. But Ollie unable to get the move done and will allow his teammate to maintain that P3 position. Gabe Brooms only a 10th behind. So Titan is currently P9. Has moved up in the world slightly. Kevin Cal just behind him, and Star making a move on Gabe Brooms as he falls down to P6. Star up to P5. Ollie in P4. Arrow in P3. Kenzie Young P2. And that gap to Gordon just seems to be increasing slightly up to 2.5 seconds now. So I think the drivers in second and below need to stop the funny business, start working together and try and reel Gordon in.
Yeah, that would be good from those, but I don't think they're going to do it at this moment.
I don't see it happening. I think if it was the two Ferraris in second and third, we'd be in the mix there.
Yeah, as I said so many times during this race, Arrow just needs to finish, basically. And where he is at the moment, no penalties, he is golden. He is set. So if he can just stay there, then that's all he needs.
Star and Kenzie Young get pretty close to touching each other there.
Oh, I do love a good touch, me.
I know you do, but you don't really do a touch. Yours is more of a
Ooh, the
thud.
gap's fallen. What? The gap has fallen 1.8 seconds.
Something may have happened to Gordon.
1.7.
That's fallen half a second in just under a lap. Maybe even a little bit more than half a second. It could have potentially been due to Supply Raptor's ghost may have slowed Gordon down slightly.
Possibly, but I'm not sure.
So that down to 1.7 seconds. FRC Luxury, the latest defender. I would... Oh my goodness, what is going on? Why are there so many penalties happening today? Oh my god, Cross Korea with 9 seconds, Gabe with 6, Ultra Titan with 3, WHF Arrow setting the fastest lap. Come on, Arrow. Extra points.
Ultra tight on softs.
Eh?
Ultra tight on softs.
Could we see an absolute surge from the madman in the Williams? He has clawed his way back up to P7. With a huge 3.5 second gap to close to Gabe Brooms to be even in contention for a podium with only 6 or 7 laps to go. Gabe Brooms picking up yet another penalty, but you know what? Oh, where's the penalties? Ultra Titan will definitely gain 1 place from Gabe Brooms. Even with his 3-second penalty, oh, that's going to put him down 2 places. 1, 2, gain 2, so he should finish around P7, P8. Just with his penalties. As long as you can keep it on track, of course. And Ollie's fallen all the way back to P5. Kenzie Young P4. Star P3. Arrow appears to have gone full Terminator mode. Attempting to hunt down Gordon. I can kind of picture what's going through Arrow's head right now. And I feel like it would be something along the lines of, why are you running? Why are you running? And Kenzie picking up a time penalty. So there go Kenzie's hopes of a podium as Ollie gets the move done. Moving up into... Well. Oh my god, now you've got a 3-second beat. There's only one thing you can do, Ollie. You need to close that gap, get close to Gordon and take him out. That's the only thing you can do to be useful at this point. How could you do that? Absolutely shocking to see this many drivers with penalties beats people. Lime doesn't touch, he beats. And then Brian Kippy saying beats people into the wall. And D Sommer saying Qatar is a track limits pen magnet. Absolutely, more than half the grid now has penalties. And Star doing a good job of staying with Arrow. Ollie falling back a little bit. Arrow finding himself in a Mercedes sandwich at the moment as the gap seems to be opening back up with Gordon. Ooh, Star was looking kind of touchy-feely there. Looking like he was maybe going to make a late lunge for the inside line on turn 1.
I reckon Star's going to hold back until lap 28, lap 29.
No, I reckon next lap we'll see a murder. Because he made it look like he was going for a move in this last lap. And then backed out. I suspect
he did that a lap before as well. I've been watching them for a couple of laps and just keeps doing the same thing.
I think this time it's going to look like a lunge, a lockup of brakes, and a broken Ferrari at the edge of turn 1.
You'd be a good author.
Oh, I don't know. It's just, I would hate to see it though, because we love Arrow here in the commentary booth. Qatar is the Oprah of pens. You get a penalty. You get a penalty. More than half the grid has
Oh my god,
penalties.
it's this like that meme where you see it and it's like the Ocon. Remember from Ocon game? You might have not seen it.
Oh
The
yeah,
person
10-second
like
penalty.
penalties. Yeah, just throwing it off like a balcony.
Oh yeah, with the Wolf of Wall Street star.
Yeah.
Actually, cleanly gets the move done on Arrow. I fully expected carnage, children screaming in the background, mothers hiding their
freaking.
children. Blue Cheese making the move on Crosscurry. Super clean move. So now we've got a Mercedes 1-2 and a Ferrari 3-4 as either teammate gets to stare at their teammates behind. With the exception of Arrow, who's getting up close and personal with the exhaust tips of Star. So it'll be good to see Arrow do a move. But that rear end seems to not quite enjoy staying straight coming out of the exits of some of these turns. It's weird to see a race with no safety cars when it seems like every race I do commentary on or participate in seems to have safety cars.
Yeah, we had the safety car last week. Star bent it into a wall.
Oh, Arrow getting ahead of Star once again.
Yeah, that's just what Arrow wants. If Star overtakes Arrow on the next lap, he stays behind. On the beginning of lap 29, he overtakes again. He can keep him behind for the rest of that lap, and that's what he wants.
You know what we could potentially see?
Don't say absolute carnage.
No, I was going to say the potential for Gordon to get a track limits. And
Oh, but Gordon slowed down again. It's almost within a second.
it makes me wonder if he's doing it
Within
on
a second.
purpose to try and keep it interesting.
Okay, they're within a second now. But Arrow did get a purple first sector that lap, so maybe he's just gone Terminator mode again.
Arrow. It's Arrow time.
It's bow and arrow time.
It's bone and arrow time. He's past the timing line with the gap closed, so he should get DRS and potentially start to reel Gordon in. And he's got DRS. And the fastest lap.
Oh. Okay, that's good as well. That saved Arrow from Star as well.
Barely.
Gabe Brooms.
Oh, we got yellow.
the
Somebody,
pit.
Gabe Brooms retiring in the pits.
Could Arrow win this on track for the first time? Or, if Gordon's going to slow down, let Arrow go side by side, then punt him off the track? Who knows?
Oh,
If I was Arrow and I had a 20-point gap, I'd try to stay P2, even P3.
But the haters have said he hasn't had a genuine win this season.
And he can say, I won without
Oh
winning.
no, he's out of the DRS.
race.
He's over a second now. So he won't have DRS unless he can close that gap in the next couple corners.
Oh,
Oh,
getting
it's
close.
It's close.
The game might have a glitch and say, yeah, you got it, but...
It was 1,000th out.
Oh.
I don't think it'll...
I'm not sure, let's see. Because sometimes it bugs me if you're within like 9/10 on the... No, passing on DRS.
Oh, that means Star's going to be able to potentially get him. He's got
Yep.
not got a whole lot of ERS
Oh, he's going
left to
defensive.
defend. Star going on the inside, then the outside. He sold him to dummy. But Arrow's barely hanging on by a thread coming out of turn 1 now into turn 2. Could we see a switchback? He doesn't have the legs for it. On the final lap. Oh no. Arrow, I think you know what you have to do, mate. Torpedo time.
Oh, nah, just bring it home.
Well, judging by your luck yesterday in Formula 2, Gordon was harvesting through the second. Arrow having a non-straight rear end.
I was not straight anyway.
Well, he said he had a girlfriend.
Yeah, that's American.
That means nothing.
Exactly.
Danny Kvyat at Arrow. Wait, what did Danny Kvyat is? He the guy whose suspension just went poof on the straight.
No, he's the guy. He's the torpedo guy.
Ah, like you.
Yes, but Russian.
All
Oh,
right, we'll go.
could we get? Oh my God! Down the inside tunnel corner.
Oh,
They're bumping.
on the
They're
final
bumping.
corner, Arrow getting cheeky with it.
Oh, they were bumping.
Ah, you know what? Do you think? Do you think
That's
Star's
Arrow's
going to report that?
championship. I don't know.
The girlfriend doesn't
Well,
mean she's not a blow-up doll. I've seen her on streams.
Oh,
I've seen her on stream. She's a real person.
Craig Conley. Is that Craig Conley DNF? I think so. Not sure. Someone's McLaren binned it final corner.
Oh,
Yes, Craig Conley DNF. Final corner.
and he's taken out his teammate in the process. It is after the line, though, no? So,
No, it wasn't.
well, Supply Raptors just come round.
Oh, okay.
So I believe.
Yeah, but they all lapped him though. Oh no, it's finished now. Weird.
Well, there you have it. So it's all rainbows, fireworks,
butterflies
and
for the
lightning
Irishman.
as Arrow brings home the Tier 1 championship here in WHF. Gordon, with an absolutely amazing race, takes home the win.
Let's
but
see if
lost
we
the
can get
war.
him into the commentary box.
So the winner of the fight, but not the war, WHF Gordon, and there is your man, championship leader and winner, WHF Arrow, bringing it home for Ferrari. And we will see about some interviews. So we'll go take a look. We'll move to race party. And we will get Star, Arrow, and Gordon. And see if they would like to do some interviews. So there you have it. WHF Gordon, followed by Arrow, Star, Ollie, Kenzie Young, Lou Cheese, Ultra Titan, Ritzy, Kevin Cal, Mallard, Crosscree, Craig Conley, Echo, Luxury, Lanky One, Adrian, Supply Raptor, Gabe Rooms, and Codzilla, who had to retire early, I'm sure due to some kind of technical difficulties. So, what a race it was. A lot of excitement in the first few laps. Then it mellowed out a little bit. And we had a bit of excitement there towards the end, courtesy of Star and Arrow.
Oh. So, Star on the last corner then, about what happened on the last corner. As I already said, he's livid about last corner,
Yeah.
but a report worth 2 to 3 points, so I'll calm down later. Are we going to get Arrow in here?
Well, I have pinged them. We will wait.
So did I.
We'll wait a grand total of a minute and a half before we call it. And I won't have admin privileges to find somebody to raid, unfortunately.
Oh, we got Star. Okay.
So Star,
wait for the other two.
we won't dive into anything just yet, but we've seen a few messages hinting at something that you potentially weren't happy about. We will get into that in just a minute, as we've got Echo, Arrow, and Ultra Titan joining the race. But we will start off with Star. How do you feel the race went for you?
It was really, really good. This week was I've done about 2 hours practice. I did some at the end of Japan after I crashed. And and I did a little bit on Tuesday and a little bit today. So I really wasn't banking on being this quick today. So yeah, it was an incredibly stressful race. Ferrari really pushed us hard. Kenzie really pushed us hard. But yeah, it was a fantastic scrap. I can't lie. Hopefully nothing goes to the stewards room because that would be a real shame this time around, to be honest. But yeah, it was really good fun. The first stint was quite hard. The second stint was even harder, trying to hold Gabe behind on new mediums. But, tires are quicker at the end of the day.
Yeah, he showed quite a lot of pace in the race there. It was interesting to see him sort of that far up with the usual pack we see in the front. Obviously, yourself, Ollie, Gordon, and Arrow, usually the front runners in most of the races. We've seen Kenzie move up there a few times as well, but can't say we've seen a whole lot of Gabe Brooms in the last few races up there in the top 5, sort of around there. So, but what a race it was to watch. It was such an interesting battle between the Mercedes drivers and the McLaren and the Ferrari drivers. Was there any moments that maybe stood out to you? Possibly a dive bomb or I think you sold was it Arrow? You sold a dummy for the inside on turn 1?
Maybe at the start, yeah, but I'm not gonna lie. No disrespect, Arrow, but Ollie's battling today was absolutely insane.
Yeah, we were saying that in the commentary booth. It was like a whole
side
different
by side,
beast.
basically the whole middle sector is fucking mental.
He was like a man. It was like he was possessed.
See any of this, so.
Genuinely, like Ollie was such a different driver today. It was like somebody else was driving. We said in the commentary booth, usually he's so level-headed and he doesn't really make any big risky moves. But today he was just in there like swimwear. He was just getting it done.
Thanks.
It was like a honey badger. Just whoa.
Well, okay, we don't say about those. Okay, we don't say about those.
What, honey badger?
Yeah, that means a different thing to me. We don't talk about that.
What, like Danny Rick?
Anyway.
No, it means a completely different thing to me.
All right.
I think we'll just move on.
Anyway,
Yeah,
moving up
I'll
to
move on.
Arrow, who finished P2, and with that, definitely enough points for you to win the championship. How do you feel the race went for you?
It was definitely a fun one. Out of all of the battles we've had this season, definitely probably the most fun battling, because I feel like there was no one really went over the limit. Me and JG had contacted turn 1, but it wasn't really like JG put me off. It was more we had a little bit of contact, so I just kind of bailed out of the corner just to not die, because I was like, all I really need to do this race is not die, and I should win the championship. So I was trying to avoid essentially sabotaging myself. But that move at the last corner, was that too much, or was that what was your opinion on that?
I mean, did I feel a bump? I don't know. Did it piss me off? Yes. But like I said in the message, even if I am angry about it, is it worth 2 or 3 points? It ain't getting us the constructors at the end of the day, so meh. I'll suck it up.
Well, I'll put it in for the stewards regardless, because if I did go over the limit there, then fair enough. But I feel like I feel like I still was within the limits.
I'll be clear and say I don't want to report it, but if you want to, that's up to you.
I think I don't know how the math works out, but I think Mercedes have won constructors, which I'm confused about.
Hold up, maybe it's worth 2 points.
I'm confused. Before the race, we had like a 30-point lead, and now Mercedes have like a 20-point lead, according to the results. So I'm confused.
Yeah, Ollie didn't finish that far behind us. Hold up.
Ollie was 4th, so I'm.
Yeah.
I think the sheets are a little glitched at the moment because I'm confused. If Mercedes did win it, it would have been a lot closer than it is. Oh.
Yeah.
Now it's flipped, and and Ferrari has won it.
Ah, how convenient.
That's confusing. Basically, it said Mercedes had 336 points, and then Ferrari had 313, and now it's just flipped the teams around, but the points stayed the same. So I'm confused.
It's calm.
But anyway, I will put it in anyway, just in case you have like too much pride to report it, because if I did something wrong, then it's fair enough that I get a pen.
And then obviously we have who I would say would be my driver of the day, just because driving so differently to the way he has been, is Ollie. How do you feel the race went for you? What happened? Why was there such a change from your usual way that you drive versus what's happened here today?
I knew I just had to push the Mercedes as hard as possible this race. Obviously, final race. And yeah, I mean it's a bit annoying that because at the pit stops I had to change my batteries. So I was kind of about second behind Gordon going into the pits, but I had to change my batteries mid pit stop, and my car didn't go out the pit stop for a couple of seconds, so I lost so much time. Like I came up behind, I think a couple of cars there. Cost me quite a few seconds, but I managed to kind of gain back a little bit just with my pace alone. I think I set like 3 fastest laps in a row, which I was really surprised about, since I didn't feel like I was going that quickly at the time. But yeah, I just managed to fine tune my setup in quali, and it felt amazing in the race. And yeah, GG's to obviously my teammate, world champion in his own league.
Yeah, it definitely
love to
wasn't a
see it.
single race that was doctored or anything for points to go that way, because there's a completely independent stewards that do that. So if anybody in the chat wants to try and dispute that, Arrow is probably the most fair person you'll ever meet, and he deserves this. He really does.
Absolutely, yeah. So yeah, GG's to my teammate. I just want to say to Mercedes as well. You guys have been fantastic all season. So you guys definitely deserve to win something. But yeah, hopefully you guys can come back next season and show us what you're made of.
Yeah, we will.
I'm looking forward to it. It's been such a good rivalry to watch from the commentary booth for the whole time that I've been doing it, seeing you guys all battle it out.
Scones, I got the results all in there if you want to put them up on the stream as well.
I don't think I have a setting for that, unfortunately.
Oh, well, you can just add... go to results. Results. On OBS, you can just share your screen. You do... you add a source display capture and just capture your main display, and then just pull the result sheet over. But I would like to show the whole Twitch stream something.
All right.
Because
you say that's under results. Is it on the spreadsheet?
Yeah, results sheets.
Can you send me the link to it quickly?
It's on Discord.
I know, but I'm struggling to find the link.
Williams.
But we'll get Ultra Titan to tell us a little bit about his race. Obviously, he's one of our favorites here in the commentary booth. We're always rooting for him.
I sound cool. The support is always appreciated. It was fun, to be honest, even though I didn't get in the front pack at the end with the softs. It was fun to do something else, and the softs are at 89% worn at the end.
Oh my god.
So,
oh no, I didn't know that.
Yeah, the mediums were 72% going into the pits, front left, but the softs are 89% at the end. But it was just fun to try and do something else. If I pitted for hards and stayed with the front group, I probably would have finished in the same spot with the 3 seconds, so didn't really cost me that much other than just some more fun.
I think
that's all that matters.
I think if you'd pitted a couple laps earlier, because at one point the gap between you and JG was like 21 seconds, which is almost a pit stop.
Yeah, if I went to hards then, I probably could have. But yeah, a few laps earlier and I'll go to softs, it would be popping time.
But 89% on the softs, those tires must have felt absolutely shite by the end.
Yeah, I'd normally run 53% brake bias. At the end, I was running 50, and it was still understeering into some of the.
Jesus Christ! Okay.
Yeah.
Whoa, 50% bias is interesting.
Yeah, not
Yeah.
for the hairpin.
But-
All the left turns with normal.
Scones, if you go down to the very bottom and you go to QF overview,
How have I got the most third place podiums?
this is the qualifying results for the whole season, and I want everyone to look at Star's qualifying performance this season. It has been a level above everyone else, and I think
That many
genuinely
poles.
out of everyone's
Yeah, Cookie, hold
Star,
that. Cookie, hold that ratio.
Yeah,
out of everyone, I think Star is genuinely the quickest driver, but he got so unlucky so many times this season, like more than you can count. So what I'm actually really looking forward to is next game when we come back. I really want to see Star and Cookie, who I'd say they're the two quickest in this league, who actually turn up. Although Cookie kind of gave up towards the end of the season, but I would really like to see
crumbled.
a full season of Star and Cookie next game because I'm really looking forward to it. What I will say, I have tried the beta of next game, and they removed like wheel flicking and stuff like that. So,
Yeah.
and also they've made DRS less powerful. So basically, it rewards the driver. So basically, if you're really good at the game, you'll be quicker. So basically, I will never win a championship again.
Well, drink it in while you've got the chance.
Yeah, honestly, whenever I realized I had a chance at winning this championship, I sweated my ass off to try and make sure it happened because I was like, this opportunity probably not going to come again. Because I know for a fact Star and Cookie are quicker than me because just over the last couple of weeks, I have been sweating time trial so hard, and Star would be a tenth ahead of me at every single track. It was annoying the hell out of me. But I think you can see from his qualifying performance, he is just that little bit quicker than me in qualifying for sure.
I mean, the
Qualifying.
only place he hasn't qualified in the top 3 was Japan.
And that's
That
because
was because
whenever
I got glitched
yeah.
out. Yeah.
Your Xbox crashed, so
Yeah.
or whatever it was, your game crashed.
Yeah.
But I think next season if Star can literally do exactly what he's been doing in qualifying and just have more consistent races, I think he may win the season comfortably. But if Cookie does come back, I've wanted to see that battle for so long. I must say between Cookie and
Bro, just
Star.
arrange it on a Sunday. I'll do an hour of 5 lappers with him.
I would like to see it like over the longevity of a season, to be honest, to see
Yeah,
who'd come out on top.
I will be gracious and probably say he'll rinse me, but there will be a couple where I will make
I
sure
think-
his biscuits are cooked.
I think Cookie on
Cookie's
last
not
game would gap everyone here because he was a different level. But this game, he is stopped playing the game a lot because he like. I think we can all agree that it hasn't been the best game. But
I
if
don't
the
mind
next
it, to be
game,
fair.
like I have really enjoyed this game, but there's a lot of people who haven't, which I have to accept that they haven't enjoyed it. So, with Cookie, if he comes back in the next game and the next game is very good, then I just would love to see him race. Also, I think Raptor, I would love to see him race, but at the same time, though, I think he's now a level above everyone combined.
Yeah, easily.
Yeah, he was trying a last first.
Every race he doesn't do qualifying because he just
Yeah.
tries to see how he can cut his way through the pack. And only the last couple of races he kept lagging out before he even got a chance to try. So I think Raptor would have finished way better in the championship if he hadn't have lagged out so much.
Well, is he on last gen?
I'm not sure. No, I think from time to time he might be, but I'm pretty sure he has a PC now.
Yeah,
So I'm
he's
pretty
on
sure.
PC.
Yeah, next game we'll probably only see him on PC, but I think this year he had been using multiple accounts, so he had been on Xbox as well.
Well, next season should be a good one. We've got a few drivers moving up from tier 2. And I think there's been a few fresh faces sort of from halfway through the season. Kenzie was a new one, right?
Yeah,
So
and a very quick one as well.
joined us in Italy, I believe. Yeah, Italy got a P4, then Mr. Race, then I think it was Miami.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
And
there's a
then-
statistic that me and JG share. Points every race.
Yeah, so it'll be good. I think is Echo also a new one.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I joined in Las Vegas 3 races before the season finale.
Yeah, so it's nice to see like a bunch of new faces coming in. And
I've only been here. I've only been here since Kota, and I've caused absolute terrorism.
That's okay. You're still not as bad as that other guy. What was his name
We've got
again?
Target.
FaZe Christian.
FaZe Christian.
Yeah.
I was gonna say F1 Lime, but okay.
No, like
Right.
if you were on track with FaZe Christian, you'd understand. I called it on the second lap that this guy would be a problem, and he was a
No,
problem.
you killed it on the first lap when he pushed me off track, and you just went. I can already tell this guy's gonna be a pain in the ass.
Yeah, I said I'm calling it now. This guy's going to piss a lot of people off. And he did. And then the next time he raced was absolute chaos. He caused 3 safety cars, just him.
No, that was the same race.
Jeez.
Was it?
Yeah.
Was it not Kota?
No, he killed an Alpine in Kota. He got away with it technically, and then come Abu Dhabi, something happened
Yeah.
with him and WC. He put WC in a wall, and he just like started to be a terrorist.
And then tried to put himself in a wall, which failed. And then he caused a safety car for that. And then, yeah, it was a whole thing. And
Yeah.
he's the current record holder for most penalty points in a single race, 112.
I'm pretty sure I've got the most penalty points in Tier 1.
Nah, you've only killed a few people.
I've got 32.
Well, I think we're just about ready to wrap up and have a look for somebody to raid.
Yeah.
And-
But before we go, I just want to say to everyone watching the stream that we will be doing a mini competition in F2 on Saturdays and May Mystery Month on Sundays, where me and Scones probably will continue commentating. I think I'll be doing May Mystery Month commentary, where Scones will be doing F2. So make sure to stay tuned for that. And also, if you want to race, the link is in the bio to the We Have Fun Discord. But thank you all for racing here in Tier 1, because at the start of this game, we genuinely were struggling to like keep one tier going. And then after the end of the first season, we had like a couple months break because it was like, this game is not in a great place. And I really wanted to push for 2 tiers, and I'm so proud that towards the end of the season, like both tiers have been absolutely packed, even on a game that isn't that great. So I just want to say thank you all for racing. It's been so fun this season.
Yeah, it certainly has been an entertaining season for both tiers. And it's been a real pleasure sharing it with everybody who's supported us in the chats during the races, everybody who's joined for the races. And even if you don't feel like you've got the pace, just come in. Even if you just come in, do a reserve for a race or two, or even for May Mystery Month, have a try, see if you enjoy it. Because it's not always about being the quickest. Hell, I'm nowhere near the quickest. I'm happy if I finish in the points most of the time. But it is a really good way to spend an evening on the weekends. And yeah, we welcome just about everybody.
I sent you someone to raid there. Actually got it.
Well, too late. We're already raiding Mike Stasio.
Okay, fair enough.
Yes, Rio, you're correct. Arrow is champion. And
But you want to send us away, Scones?
how do I do that?
Just give us an outro.
Thank you very much for being with us here in this season of WHF Tier 1. I've been Scones, your commentator for the majority of the races, and we will see you next season and over the course of the break for May Mystery Month, as well as the Formula 2 races we'll be doing. I hope you all have a lovely evening, and we will see you soon.
Bye-bye.